Welcome back. The USO is alive and well and extremely important, especially in Delaware. Here to talk more about that is Yolanda Battorf, who is with the USO Delaware. Thank you so much for being here. The significance of the USO in Delaware may be, I don't want to say more important than in other places, but the mission is so important here because of Dover Air Base.
Yes, we do have our Families of the Fallen program that is based out of Dover Air Force Base. Although it's based out of Dover Air Force Base, we do have Families of the Fallen teams all over the country that support the families that travel to Dover Air Force Base for dignified transfer ceremonies. So anytime there's a service member killed in action, they do come through Dover Air Force Base, and families are notified within 72 hours of their loved one being killed in action. So at that point in time, it's a very quick trip turnaround for them to come to Dover Air Force Base. So the USO saw it as an opportunity to try to get involved and help these families.
It's such a horrible time for the families, especially when they come to Delaware. It's not a pleasant visit when they're coming to see a casket. What do you do? How do you help them?
So basically, when a family's traveling to Delaware, we provide them assistance in each airport. Anywhere there's a USO in an airport, there's a Families of the Fallen team that will meet those family members and their casualty officers and just assist them with anything that they might need while they're there, getting them through TSA a lot quicker, providing them a quiet spot for them to sit and just be away. You know, during that time, it's difficult for them. And then, you know, with connecting flights, at times there's been opportunities where our USO has been able to stop a plane from departing because the family's, you know, delayed somewhere, and they're able to make it to Dover to be here for that dignified transfer.
The USO has grown from that foundation.
Yeah, we definitely have. We have tons of different programming that we offer now. We have a partnership with Transition 360, which we help military families transitioning out of the military and into, you know, civilian life. And I think it's super important, myself being a military spouse, that we have that support from the USO. So I know if once my husband transitions out, if I need to go and move back home to Texas, they'll help me find a job, help us find a home, help the military member transition into a new position in life.
That's wonderful. You have an event coming up that's very important because it's one of those events where everybody can take part in it and help collect some of the things that make it a little bit easier for those in the military. Yes,
we do have an event coming up on November 13th of 2016. We're partnering up with Harrington Casino where you can bring some items that we use at our centers or for our different programming, welcome homes, deployments, including, like I said, the items that go into the Fisher House. We'll have a wish list there, so you can come to Harrington Casino, bring one of those items, and enjoy the time there.
Give me an idea of what items kind of items
so
you look
for example, we have different items that go into our community center, cookies, maybe chips and drinks and things like that. For deployments, we also provide them water and different items of that sort. For our Fisher House, we have prepackaged snacks that go into the house as well.
Oh, that's nice. So it's not a huge investment. You're not asking a lot. You're just asking for people to care and bring the most basic of items that can make a big difference in somebody either deploying or somebody coming back. That's wonderful. I've always been a big fan of the USO, and I love, I've dealt with the USO in Philadelphia, and I love when somebody's coming through, a serviceman, and they all just stand to clap.
Yeah, it's definitely heartwarming. We've had those opportunities on Dover Air Force Base as well, and with our Delaware National Guard, where you see those families just welcoming their loved ones home. And like I said, as a military spouse, I've experienced that as well. And it's just an amazing moment just to reunite those families together.
It's when you see the service people coming and their families coming, and they hear the applause and they know they've been appreciated. It's fun to just see their faces, because it seemed like they're always surprised that somebody cared that much, and it's the USO that cares. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you being here. Yolanda Battorf, who is with the USO Delaware, and that wraps up the Delaware Way for this week. Stick around now for another thing.